Hello everybody, it's your boy N here. I'm coming at you guys with another YouTube video. So, in today's video, I want to be comparing the Restored Relic and the Exterminator. Now, the Exterminator is the Battle Pass weapon. For those who have the Battle Pass, you will be getting the Exterminator at odd intervals. So, this is the weapon that you get in the Battle Pass, and this video is basically here to tell you whether you should invest in it or not. Now, already with Glay. Now, I'm going to use Glay as an example because Glay can pull the absolute best out of these launchers. With the Restored Relic, this is the setup that you should have been running, or something of similar to this. Now, this is for Purge 10. I had to nuke my Fire Relic as a part of the subathon, so just bear with it. Now, this is the build that you'd be running on here, and the Restored Relic is already one of the best launchers in the game. Well, it's the best launcher in the game. 600 fire rate, incredible levels of damage, locks on, it's homing. It's a top tier weapon, and especially with Glay, you'd use this to nuke the rooms. You'd use this as an absolute chad of a weapon, because it is a weapon that is just straight up one of the best. Now, the Exterminator, even with similar roles and a similar-esque setup, and after messing with it, I can tell you that I just cannot pull the same power out of it. In terms of modules, this is what I've gone with. Even with even generally with everything on here, oops, didn't mean to do that, it's still not worth it compared to the Relic. Now, don't get me wrong, is this launcher mastery fodder? I would basically say yes. Will it get buffed in the future? I hope so. It's a little bit of a back and forth. Now, the big thing is the fire rate for this launcher as well. Restored Relic has 600 on it, and then the Exterminator only has 500. Now, the reason I specifically mentioned Glay is because if you nuke the two pieces of Shell Crusher off here, the Relic goes to 400. However, this weapon goes to 333. It does have its uses, don't get me wrong. However, if you were to use this weapon without the Shell Crusher set, it is going to be painfully slow to the point where it is 100% just straight up not worth it. Now, the Colossi have already kicked in, so I'm going to quickly go and nuke one of the Colossi with the Restored Relic, and then I'm going to nuke the other Colossi with the Exterminator. Now, if we do look at the Exterminator's unique ability, after I've quickly taken care of this Colossi, you will see that there is some promising things to it. So this is the Restored Relic, and you can see here, with the Relic, it will take you a while to deal with the Swamp Walker. However, this weapon is capable of doing good levels of damage over to the Swamp Walker. Element and stuff like that would, of course, make a difference. So, yeah, there's all of that. I was going to say, the main thing is that you can see the Restored Relic is capable of doing lots of multi-hit damage and just a lot of damage overall. If we're going to be nuking the Swamp Walker, it'll probably take me a bloody lifetime. So, let me just nuke his shields over there. There you go. Yep. Go on, guys, go crazy with it. Go crazy with it. I made my point with this weapon regardless. So, yeah, you know the Restored Relic is capable. It's the launcher we've all relied on for basically everything. Even over here with the immunity, you'll see that the Relic is going to lock onto the annoying little things. That's definitely not ideal. But you can see the launcher is obviously a very solid weapon nonetheless. Now, when it does come to the Exterminator is where the ball game changes. With the Exterminator, the unique ability on this weapon is very hyper specific to Axion. If you have a look at it inside of the library, if it is in here, I'm pretty sure it is. Am I just blind? I might just be blind. Give me a second. Sort by name. Exterminator. Is it even in the library? No, it isn't. I'm just daft. Basically, the unique ability on this weapon allows it to give additional damage specifically to the mobs inside of the Axion, to the mobs at the end of the mission, and to the ships inside the Axion, so on and so forth. That is going to be the absolute main use case scenario for this launcher. Now, if you were to use it outside that, is it good at mobbing? Not really. The lock-on on here is slow, but the lock-on on here is also kind of nice. The lock-on mainly consists of locking onto ships and locking onto the flashlights and the tunnels that the mobs spawn out of, and for that it is definitely capable. The damage on here is still less than the Relic as well. And I know you might be like, you're not using the same mod, so on and so forth, but I'm fairly certain I have built into ideal stats. Let's quickly let me just quickly run one short example of a mission over here. You guys just go towards the wall crasher gate. I'll see you guys there in a minute, but I'll give you guys a quick example of this as well, especially when it comes to this weapon. You'll see over here that once I get this mission started, I'll just do a quick start up over here. There you go. Now we're going to use the Exterminator. Lock on with this. With Glare, this is not the worst thing ever. Is it the best thing ever though? No. This thing shoots too slow, and in this instance I will probably actually end up getting killed with this launcher. Now if I use the restored Relic on the other hand, you know how we do with the Relic, we shoot it, it'll run around, it'll lock on, and it'll kill everything for us anyways. This is the main use case of the launcher right here, locking onto these sacks and locking onto the caves, and then using it to nuke them. This is where the weapon does the absolute peak level of damage, and it's essentially only useless, it's only useful when you use it like that for this. When it comes to any of the mobs, you would 100% want to be using the Relic. So the very simple version is the Relic is definitely the better launcher. You can see here, even with the Relic on the ship, not as fast as the Exterminator. However, you can still use the Relic and it will still melt the ship. The Exterminator will just do it in about 5 less bullets, so on and so forth. But just in general, I think that the Relic is the correct mobbing launcher, and then the Exterminator is a Axion hyper-specific launcher that you should not really be taking out of Axion, which is essentially the main thing. I don't really need to give you very much more of an example. I feel like this mission I've ran is enough. So yeah, that's basically been this short video as to whether you should actually be using this launcher, or is this launcher even worth it. Now, if I give you the straight answer, the launcher is only worth it in the Axion and absolutely not worth it anywhere else. If you are going to be farming in Axion and you do enjoy using Glare, I would suggest using dual launchers, which is a kind of a badass thing to say, but if not, then yeah. You can see this Razor Claw over here. This is another example of where this launcher actually shines. When it comes to Razor Claw, this launcher will actually do very promising levels of damage and nuke him fairly fast. There you go, Razor Claw is dead. And I am in a 4-man lobby, except I'm just dealing with this mission myself. But yeah, Razor Claw is an example of how this launcher is good. Relic isn't going to do the ships in as fast, and the Exterminator is going to be good for like the bosses, the breaches, so on and so forth, and that's essentially it. Anyways guys, this was just a short video discussing the differences and letting you know which one to actually use and which one not to use. I hope you've enjoyed. Smash that like button, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.